This is day 2 of my guided reading lesson plan, and my grade is 3, and my standard is L3, L1, A1. That might be written out wrong, but it's explain the function of nouns, pronouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs in general and their functions in particular sentences. Recognize and name parts of speech in text presented in a variety of formats. My objective and focus question that I gathered from that was, can we identify adjectives and the nouns they describe? Prior knowledge. During whole group, the students will watch 2 musical videos to refresh their memory on nouns and adjectives. And this can be found on YouTube, and it's Jumpstart Noun, and then the other one is Jumpstart Adjective. They're just a few minutes long. The students will have also been familiarized with the book and its vocabulary during the first day of guided reading. We would have done word play as well as picture walk through the book, Animals. So that's my book, Animals. Did you guys go through your materials?
I didn't even write material.
I have them here. So materials, you're going to need the book that I just showed. You're going to need 2 sets of index cards, one of which has nouns, other has adjectives. Have enough cards for each student in guided reading to have one in each set. You're also going to need highlighting Post-it strips, which are these, or highlighter tape if you have that, and then 2 different colored highlighter markers. Caesars. First, you're going to write the focus question on a small whiteboard in front of your students at the guided reading table. You're going to have them, they can read it as you write it, or just read it out loud as a group, and talk about the focus question. And talk about how we're going to find nouns within the text and the adjective that describes the noun. Before they work with the text, though, you're going to want to do a little bit of wordplay, and what you're going to do is you're going to give everybody, actually you're just going to place your noun cards on the table face up and have each student choose a card, making sure that they are familiar with the word, like that they can pronounce it, that they know what it is, if they could describe it or use it in a sentence. So they're going to pick one and going to go around and they're going to read it out loud. After they all have one, ask them what they think is similar about each card, and hopefully with the help of the focus question and the fact that we have been working on adjectives and nouns, they will be able to figure out that they're all nouns. If they don't, then just that's what you want to portray. Okay. Okay, now, so they all have those. So those are gone. Now what you're going to do is place out your adjective cards. What they're going to do, you're going to tell them that they need to choose a card, I don't know, an adjective card, I guess now that they'll know that, that would go with their noun. So if I had student, I would pick excited, because that makes sense. A red student doesn't really make sense. So try to make it so that makes sense. Once everybody has their adjective and their noun, they will go around and they will read their adjective, so it will sound like, my adjective is excited. When I put them together, it's excited student. After that, you can then describe, because in the text there's going to be a few pages that have nouns that have 2 describing words, so you might want to throw in words like very or extremely, or even have them choose from their friends. Like if I had excited student, I could have very excited student. Or if Rachel had red cherry, she could take from Stacy, who had big, and show that it has 2 describing words, big red cherry. So that just kind of gets them set up for some of the pages in the text. That's done. Then they're going to read their animals. They're going to read it to themselves. After everyone's finished reading it, you're going to direct the students to page 3, and this is where the teacher will model first with an I do. What she's going to do is read sentence 2 out loud. The elk is in the deer family. Say out loud, I am looking for the noun that is being described. Say, family is being described. This is my noun. Then I'm going to highlight my noun with one color. Oh, not with a highlighter, with my Post-its. Sorry, with my Post-it. So they're not having highlighters yet. That's for when they go away. Okay, so I'm going to use that. Then I'll say, now I'm going to look for the word that's describing family. What describes family? Deer. Oh, it's the deer family. That describes family. So then I'll highlight deer with the other color. Might want to, whatever. Okay, so I've modeled it. Now we're going to do it together as a group with sentence 3. So you're staying here. Male elk have large antlers. So I would have like one of the students read that out loud, and then just talking out loud and doing it together. They'll have their highlight Post-its, and we will first find the noun, and then they'll do the adjective. Then after that, thumbs up, thumbs down if they've got it. If they do, then we can go ahead to the you do. And the you do is just have the students quietly and independently mark out the sentences on page 4. So they'll do that with more of their Post-its. I have a little differentiation in this, that the basic students need to do sentence 3, giraffes live in savannas and open woodlands, because it has the one noun and the one adjective that's describing it. Proficient do sentence 2, and then advanced will do 3, because it says giraffes are very tall with long necks. So it actually has like two describing words that are describing giraffes, and then another adjective that's describing necks. So it's more in depth, even though it's a shorter sentence. Then check the sentences as a group, observe the students and their sentences and see if they're on the right track. Make sure to point out sentence 1. So after the advanced students have done that, I'll just point that out loud so that everyone can get, even though they didn't get to do that, that they'll see that, especially since we did it with the wordplay. So yeah, I'll just talk about that very tall and all that. And then the closure is to revisit the focus question. Can we identify adjectives and the nouns they describe? Do this by just directing the students' attention to the focus question on that whiteboard that we were talking about at the beginning. Have the students read the focus question and then answer it to see if the students have really met the objective. Before they get up to leave the table, have them one at a time pick an object in the room, which would be the noun, say it out loud, and then give one adjective that describes it. So if I chose table, I would say table is my noun and it's brownish. I don't really know this color. And then she could go back to her seat. Then the assessment, when they go back to their seat or a floor or wherever they want to go, with a partner, and then the teacher has to pair them because they have to be in the basic, proficient, and advanced, because there's differentiation here too. So with the partner that the teacher chooses, they have to choose an animal, which would be a page, because each page is a different animal. The students will read each sentence out loud and determine the noun that is being described, and then highlight. This is where the highlighters come in. And so they would choose the noun and do it in one color and do the adjective in the other. Then the basic students, I just have certain pages that I would want the basic students to steer away from pages 5, 7, 9, and 10. And of course the advanced students to do those pages. They get to choose between those 4. And maybe even the basic students, I might have the noun that they need to be describing already highlighted, and then they just have to find the describing word for that noun, maybe say that noun out loud and get familiar with how it sounds, but then just find the describing word. And the proficient students just need to do as directed when I read. Sorry if that took really long. I think I'm done.